is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another free agency frenzy stream. Free agency day one of the legal. No, I guess it's the start of the official new league year that commenced at 12 noon. And our Washington Commanders made some moves today. I apologize, my demon. AP, because guess what, guys? I'm gonna go ahead and get out in front of it before we even get into too deep into this stream. Y'all know, if y'all been a supporter of Bleeding BNG, we've been doing this thing for damn near 5 years. Y'all know I ain't never ran away from a take. I ain't never been afraid to eat crow. I think it's become a rare occasion for me to have to eat crow or, admit that I was wrong about something. But I don't even think that I was wrong about the crash out. I guess a couple of tweets requires crash out status. I don't think I was wrong about it. I think I was acting accordingly, right? Because I was the first one they said that last year felt like the 2013 season. Y'all said that I was hyperbolic. I was doing too much. I was doing the most then, right? And now y'all looked up in January and realized like this was a disastrous ass season, right? And for us to be as quiet as we was for the first 48 hours, I still think that it was warranted for the crash out that not only me, but a lot of the fans displayed and exuded on social media. And like I get it, I understand it. Because as I've alluded to, I've been on this earth for 30 years, right? I turned 30 years old last November. This team ain't had substantial success in my life, right? And I'm getting to the point where I'm done acting like 2024 is the rule and not the exception. 2024 has been the exception of what I've known in my Washington football fandom my entire life, right? And even last year when we didn't make as many moves in the free agency period, and when everybody in the Washington media was telling us to still be patient after day one, just for our biggest signing to ultimately be Javon Kinlaw at the end of the day. Yeah, we traded for Laramie Tunsil, right? But our biggest free agent signing was Javon Kinlaw. At the end of the day, ain't no other way to flip it. Right? So I'm sorry if I had a little PTSD of how the 2025 offseason went when we rested on our laurels. And that's what seemed like happened for the first, I'd say, 36 hours of free agency. Yeah, we spent some money on Odafe Owe. Yeah, we spent some money on Amik Robertson on the first day. We brought Tim Settle back. If you guys want to hear my opinion on those moves, go ahead and check that free agency day one stream. But the reason that I said that it was quiet for about the first 36 hours is because the Commanders started to make shit shake last night. The Commanders started to make shit shake last evening around 6:45 p.m. with them signing athletics special teams. I'm wilding. I mean, he did play special teams at a time. But hopefully the linebacker of the future in Leo Chenal from the Kansas City Chiefs. I dropped a video on my opinion of the Leo Chenal signing last night. So go ahead and check that video out on the channel as well. But I'm super excited. Because, like I said, I apologize, Demon AP. Demon AP got shit shaking today. And it started at the crack of dawn. Somebody in my mentions in my reply said AP had to see a TikTok that said the early bird gets the worm and felt super motivated because around 8:30 this morning, Ian Rappaport, dropped the news that the Washington Commanders were signing edge Kayvon Chaisson to a 1-year deal that's worth up to $12 million. The deal was done by David Mulligetta. So it seems like Adam Peters and David Mulligetta have a good rapport. David Mulligetta was Odafe Owe's agent as well, one of the best agents in the NFL. So for all those talks that I started to believe a little bit about how AP doesn't have a great rapport when dealing with, players as far as contracts. And if we can remember, it was an old tweet that started to resurface about one general manager talking about how they don't necessarily like negotiating with Adam Peters because like he's a hard ass. And you typically want that in your GM. But when it doesn't work out in the positive manner, you start to question if that's the right approach. But let me go ahead and get into the chat. As always, go ahead and smash that like button, y'all. Smash that subscribe button Flood the chat. Flood the chat. As always, this is the stream that's made by me, but it's ran by you. I don't come in here with a script. I'm just giving you raw, natural reaction to my demon AP. Yeah, it's my demon. I apologize, because guess what? If we being real with ourselves and we being honest with ourselves and we really like support Bleeding BNG, and I believe that most of y'all do, that y'all tuning into this stream. Up until 48 hours ago, y'all was calling me an AP apologist for his first 2 years in DC. Especially after I backed him and the team during the Terry McLaurin contract saga, right? So why the fuck all of a sudden now I got to make every tweet as an ode to Adam Peters because I was frustrated at how we moved over the first 36 hours. I'm not running away from that. It is what it is. It's the truth. Felt like we could have did more. It's the truth. Because guess what? Even with some of the guys that we signed today, I still think that we could get Jay and Daniels more help on the side, the offensive side of the ball. And we got the means to do it. Shout out my guy, P. Kilby 67, P. Kilby 67. Yeah, hell to the Redskins. Yeah, we still say Redskins every now and then. Shoot me. And yeah, Adam Peters is cooking. Adam Peters is cooking. My boy, Futuristic Willie, said that boy Stunner stood in the Reed with Jeremy Reeves and B. Mitch today. Real ball knowers ain't Duggan. Talk about it. Talk about it. I you know I was gonna have to talk about it on stream because I ain't gonna lie. My phone been freezing. My phone been freezing all day. Because if you don't know what Futuristic Willie is talking about, nice little banter between me and Jeremy Reeves on Twitter today. Because while I rock with Jeremy Reeves, right? I think sometimes he can buy into his hype that y'all give him. He's a damn good, solid special teamer, right? But nothing really more than that. But he's amazing at what he does or what he should be doing, right? When he's called to play safety, it's a little crazy. But Jeremy Reeves be talking crazy on social media a little bit. Like, let's be honest. Like, he be feeling himself a little bit. And today, I don't know if he was taking a direct shot. I don't think he was, right? And I wasn't taking it personal by any means because I wasn't the only one that was disappointed with the first 36 to 48 hours of the Washington Commanders free agency that expressed their displeasures. I wasn't the only one. But, he out there talking cryptic, talking in code, talking about, hey, y'all be crashing out for real on here. And rightfully so, Jeremy. And rightfully so, Jeremy, because like I told Jeremy, I said, bruh, like, do you want us to be content with being shitty all our lives? 2024 was the exception, not the rule. 2024 was the exception, not the rule. I can't keep acting like 2024 is the rule. Yeah, we got Jay and Daniels, but at this point, when I was making this tweet, keep in mind, this was early this morning. Kendall Chason was the only move that we had made today, and we had only made defensive moves up until this point. I was like, bro, like, yeah, we done made some signings. Absolutely. But Jay and Daniels still got one of the worst offensive situations out of everybody in this draft class, but out of most quarterbacks, bro. Like, it looked like it was about to be Jaden and the Pips for a minute, and it still looks like that. But I'll be a fool to not say that some of the signings that we made today in bringing a guy like, we'll talk about that in a minute, and some of the things that we can do on draft night, for sure. But yeah, I had to stand in the ring with not only Jeremy Reeves, but y'all know B. Mitch. He a high head, right? Guess what? I guess we just two high heads, B. Mitch. I don't know if I was supposed to back down from you. But I said, buddy, want us to be content with being shitty all our lives. Jeremy Reeves then said, yeah, you the main one for sure, but I'll tip my cap because you know a little ball. Hey, guess what? I'll take the compliment. Because guess what? That's one thing that y'all can't say is the boy don't know ball. So getting validated by my boy Jeremy Reeves, yeah, my boy All-Pro Revo, like All-Pro Revo, right? Like the GOAT, best special teamer ever. Jeremy Reeves, greater sign, Steve Tasker, right? We stepped into the ring, and hey, guess what? That shows me that, hey, y'all seeing what we putting over here on out there. Y'all seeing the content that we putting out here at Bleeding BNG. And if I'm known for being the most raw, uncut, and unfiltered content creator, analyst, whatever you want to call it, on your Washington Commanders, guess what? That's been my trademark since my first episode, and I'm not going to run away from it now. I've built this platform, whatever it is, whatever you think of this platform, as being as honest as I can about the Washington Commanders. And guess what? That's why we got almost 200 people in the stream, and we only been in here for about 5 minutes. But hey, At least you acknowledge that the boy no ball. At least you acknowledge that. And my rebuttal was, hey man, it take a ball nowhere to no one. I'm gonna work on the crashing out. I'll give you that. But guess what? You gotta understand 30 years of stink rots your brain like that, bro. You get PTSD, you get trauma, you get all the disabilities when your team been ass all your life. 2024, that season gave me a dopamine that I've been trying to chase since January of 2025. I haven't had it since. I need that feeling back. I know some of my friends, I know some of my peers in my age group have this feeling over and over again because they're fans of some of the most successful organizations in the NFL. I'm sorry that I want that for my Washington Commanders. Goddamn, shoot me. Goddamn, shoot me. Goddamn, shoot me. But yeah, like, y'all want to call Stunner over here, Bleeding BNG, the biggest pot stirrer on the timeline? I'll take all of it, bro. Because if that comes with being the most honest content creator and speaking my mind and speaking my truth on my favorite team, hey, I'll take it. I eat that. Pause. That sounded crazy. Skins 40. What's up, gang? What up, gang? P. Killer B67. Great day to be a Commanders fan and many more. Oh, yeah. As soon as I hop off this stream, bro, I'm editing my Madden rosters. I'm editing my Madden rosters and running it back. Franchise mode. Running that 2025 season back. I need my ends. I need my ends off that fucking tragedy that they put me through over the course of the last 6 months. Y'all don't understand how hype I was going into the 2025 season. Y'all be acting like I hate this team. Are we serious? Like, shut up. Shut up. I'm sorry that I got myself a little podcast mic that you can get to. Got me a nice little camera and decided to talk about the team, bro. If that makes me public enemy number one, I'll take it, bro. I'll be boots on the ground at Northwest Stadium every week. And I only hear the fucking banter on Twitter. I only hear it on Instagram. Smash that like button like my man Shop with Charles said, because we all the way back. Like my man West Stringer Bell said, I just want you to put the word back out there. That we back up. I think I butchered that a little bit, but y'all get it. Y'all get my drift. Whole energy done switch. Has it? Did you watch the free agency day one stream? Did you watch the Leo Chenal video? I think my energy just goes as the team makes moves, bro. I'm sorry. Like I told y'all then. And I ain't talking to you, Raz World TV, because I said it in the stream the other day. I can't be, I don't know if it's because I still like work with children and shit like that. I can't be one of them niggas that's like, now I'm fake stoic as I get older. Yeah, I got a lot of maturity. That's why I've set myself up in life the way that I have. I got a lot of maturity, but I can't be one of these niggas that's just super fake stoic. Oh, I'm always in my Zen mode because I'm getting older. And like, no, that ain't never going to be me. I'm going to be 40 years old in 10 years, giving the most honest takes on your Washington Commanders, hopefully. God willing. The only way to get better is if AP can magically get, but I don't still think it will happen because some team will outbid him and offer a first. I don't think they get into a first to BTJ, but I'm still in favor of a move for BTJ. Y'all know, y'all hate when I run laps. Y'all hate when I run laps. Y'all know I was the first one talking about Brian Thomas Jr. to the Washington Commanders, bro. Soon as that rumor came out, when was it? In October last season. Shout out my guy Wale. Me and Wale chopped it up on the timeline. Yeah, Bleeding B&G, if I can say my motherfucking name right. Bleeding B&G started to make a little motion, baby. We started making a little waves, man. Because guess what? Y'all want me to get on my knees for Adam Peters every tweet, even though y'all was calling me an Adam Peters apologist prior to 2 days ago. Guess what? I'm willing to stand on everything that I say. I was happy as fuck when I saw that we signed Caleb. We signed Caleb Chase in today. Why you think I said that's how you start a morning, Demon Adam? Does that make me fake, bro? No, it doesn't. It doesn't. Y'all think what? I'm going to have to stop liking the Washington Commanders? We were all in that boat, bro. And if we honest with ourselves, bro, I think we all were in that boat too. I'll never get over that week 3 comment you made after Algier ran over Reeves. This team is good. Yeah, I think that's why Reeves said I'm the main one, bro. Y'all know I be calling y'all out for y'all glaze of Jeremy Reeves. I know he be saying it. Now that like today definitely verified it. That's why he said you the main one. All caps. Stood in the ring with them boys though. B Mitch. Hey, B Mitch had to get ratio. Let me pull up B Mitch. B Mitch had me a little bent, y'all. I ain't gonna lie. I respect B Mitch, and B Mitch trying to act like he don't know me. I've said this story for 5 years almost, so y'all know this story ain't gonna change. I'm the one that connected Brian Mitchell with Jared Patterson when Jared Patterson was on the Washington Commanders football team and he was returning kicks. One of my best friends worked on the B Mitch and Finley show. I was the one that chopped it up. One day I saw them after a preseason game because I was talking to my friend right after they did a segment. I called B Mitch over. I said, hey, bro, dead ass on some man time shit at 25 years old. Like, y'all swear niggas like don't have sources on all my grandparents' graves right now. Rest in peace to all of them. If I'm lying, I'm flying. This is exactly how that fucking moment took place. I called him over right after they did a segment. I said, hey, my little brother's best friend is Jared Patterson, running back, undrafted free agent running back from the University of Buffalo. And I'm not saying that Brian Mitchell does remember this, but Brian Mitchell be saying bleeding burgundy and gold enough on his timeline. Because guess what? JP Finley has admitted it on the show before, even though he didn't want to shout us out by name today, even though they talked about us. They talked about us on the radio today because we stirred a pot. We stirred a conversation. We lead the discourse in the Washington Commanders community. That's why you got to smash that like button, send a super chat through, support the channel because it don't get no realer than this. It don't get no realer than this. Dan traumatized a lot of fans to an extent. But like I had to tell B Mitch today, like we got to update our 16-year-old files. Like Dan Snyder ain't overpaid for nobody since Bruce Allen became the president and the quasi general manager, and that was 2010, bro. That was 16 years ago. So yeah, he definitely traumatized us for what he did in 2001 all the way up to 2009. We got to update our file at some point, because guess what? If we've been penny pinching for the last 16 years, who's to say that splurging on a couple of free agents not the way to go today? Who's to say that? Who's to say that? Where's Brian Mitchell comment, bro? Because he was really trying. He was really trying to step into the ring with Big Stunner today. There you go. He talking about my comment that Jeremy Reeves was bullshit. When I said, bro, like, do you want us to be content with being shitty all our lives? Like, why can't? What's wrong with showing emotion? What's wrong with showing passion? Brian Mitchell said, I think that's BS. I said, bro, you think what's BS? Because how can you be upset with me replying to him that it seems like he wants us to be content with being shitty all our lives? I don't know. Can you are you able to? I'm trying to pull up. How you pull it? Oh, there you go. So he said my comment was BS. He said you comment. He said you comment. You know, wearing them leather helmets. I said, bro, B Mitch, you my guy. Like, greatest kick returner in Washington Commander history, right? Greatest third down back of all time, like in Washington Commanders, like greatest utility guy in Washington football team history by far, right? You my guy. But we can agree to disagree and not throw out provocative words like that's bullshit. Because what, like, as of right now, I still don't know what was bullshit about what I said to Jeremy Reeves. But then when you told me that my comment was bullshit, I had to reply, hey, my guy, your co-host, NJP Finley, was the same one preaching patience after one day last year, just like you was doing, B Mitch. And they flamed you in the mentions after day one of the free agency this year. And I said, just for Javon Kinlaw to end up being our biggest signing. I said, I'm not sure what makes my comment bullshit, but my bad for wanting my team to have substantial success for once in my 30 years of leaving. I was wilding. Team ain't been bad. Team ain't had back-to-back winning seasons since you had here, but we just supposed to be content with doing the same thing and dealing with trash results? Nah, fam. Now, to be honest, hey, I'm letting you know now, that was prior to the Chig Okonkwo and the Nick Cross signing, bro, because I still think this team got more to do. And that's why that's why the expectations was so high for free agency this year. We were told fireworks. And one of our first moves was bringing in a Meek Roberson. That's not fireworks. Shout out my guy, Michael Menchaca, 3685. Appreciate you, brother, and you speaking all facts. I appreciate too. I appreciate you spending your Wednesday night or evening with us over here, Bleeding B&G. This feel like a Commander Caucus episode. My guy, 1982. I had to apologize to. And guess what? That's a rightful approach, bro. Because you on man time at the end of the day. Because guess what? Your crash out yesterday was appropriate. Your praise today was appropriate. Ain't nothing wrong with that, bro. Don't let anybody tell you that it is. We fans at the end of the day. We fans at the end of the day. Yeah, I call myself Black Adam because, you know, I think I know a little bit of ball, like Jeremy Reeves acknowledged. Some of y'all want me to take that as like a backhanded compliment. The nigga ain't have to say I knew anything. Nigga ain't have to say I knew anything. He be seeing them tweets, bro. But yeah, us giving Adam Peters the praise is rightfully deserved today. And guess what? Move accordingly, bro. That's how I live my life, bro. I ain't about to be on no fake stoic shit, bro. Like niggas, shout out Wale, but y'all seen like the trending topic on the timeline now is like they telling him how he should dress as a 40-year-old man. Man, that shit is for the birds, bro. I ain't never lived up to no stereotype in my life. That shit is for the birds, bro. And I ain't about to be out here acting like no YN, like no ignorant ass motherfucker. Oh, we got a super. I'm sorry, I've been rambling. We got a super. You know, I got to get a super chest the rightful attention that they deserve. Shout out my guy JB3377. The comment came in empty, bro. So bro. So if you have anything you want to say, you ain't got to send another super. Just go ahead and leave a comment in the chat, and I'll be sure to reply to it. But I appreciate this. Oh, we got another super. My man Vaughn, met Vaughn in 2013, real day one Redskin fan. We went to school together. Keep doing your thing, bro. Just know the real rocking with you fans are allowed to be critical and want that they have been watching since childhood to be better. That's all it is, Vaughn. And you know, I gave a story about us. You know, it was like hard as fuck to find a fucking Washington Redskin game on campus at Bowie State. I'm like, bro, we 10 minutes away from the stadium. All these Raven fans from Baltimore, they in the cup, they in the Cavs, they in the pub playing Ravens games. I'm like, bro, nobody really, and that was really like my first eye opener. We was coming off the 2012 season. I was like, bro, nobody gives a fuck about the Washington Redskins, bro. Like, and it was what it was. But I've always appreciated your support, bro. You know, I be trying, bro. You know, I've been like this since day one, bro. You know, I've been like this since day one. Not only in like football, but bro, I ain't never known how to not wear my heart on my sleeves and my face going to tell it all. My face going to tell it all. I appreciate the super though. When shit don't go well with your team, when you have a QB like JD, you gotta be aggressive, especially when the team didn't have talent. And I even felt like that after the Caleb Von Chasen signing. That's why y'all seen when I was replying to those guys a couple of days ago when they're like, bro, apologize after the Odafe Owe signing. Bro, what the fuck I'm apologizing for Odafe Owe for, bro? Like, he don't make us instant contenders. Does he make that edge room significantly better? Absolutely. Does he make the defense better? Absolutely. Is he an ascending talent? Absolutely. But why the fuck why I gotta apologize to AP? Because I don't believe that fucking Odafe Owe is the second coming of Derek Thomas. Like, what are we doing, bro? Like, some of y'all got a shame kink, and I'm sorry that I'm never gonna be that nigga that's gonna walk around here with my head down. Never in my life. Look at the teams he's been a part of. That team was built. Let him do him, bro. Who said I wasn't letting him do him? As I said, y'all call me an AP apologist. So all the takes that I've had backing up AP over the last 2 years just got erased because I thought that we should have been a little more aggressive. Or I was questioning if he had the capability of closing a deal after it was fucking 30,000 reports talking about how he came in second place over the first 2 days of free agency. Like, are we ignoring that those reports were there? Or do we want to pick and choose what reports to believe and what not to? I guess, bro. Guess what? I do content. I got to make commentary. I got to make commentary on the team. If I just sat there and let him do him, you wouldn't get a stream or a video. Because I'm going to talk about what I'm feeling at the moment. Or I'm going to tweet about what I'm feeling at the moment when the events are taking place in real time. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's like my favorite sound out right now. That fuck. This is normal behavior. Remain pessimistic until the playoff staff proves you. Absolutely. Absolutely. That's why I told B Mitch. And that's why I was careful with my words, other than me saying leaving when I meant living. But I said, bro, we ain't had substantial success. If you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, I said I'm at the point now, and we should all be so far removed from the 2024 season, but we gotta stop acting like that was the rule, bro. That was the exception. Let's want more for ourselves. Let's want more for ourselves, bro. And that is okay. My fault, bro. Just now tapping in. Peep, you pressing. Did I press him? I don't want to say that I pressed him, because guess what? I would have said shit to Brian Mitchell if he ain't reply to me. I'm like, bro, what's bullshit, bro? Like, what is bullshit? Like, what is bullshit? You was doing too much. To you. Guess what? I ain't gonna be everybody's cup of tea. You watching this stream though. Champ. Had to throw on Blueface on, busting new AP. No, hey, Does family be tapped in? Does family be tapped in? Bust down, thought the Bell family definitely be tapped in. I'm from Mobile, Alabama. Seeing Reeves his entire career of South Alabama. Hey, chill. Hey, chill, bro. Hey, chill. Shout out to Jeremy Reeves, bro. Jeremy Reeves, greatest sign, Steve Tasker. What's good, bro, man? I'm with you, just like him, going crazy over that one win that pushed our draft pick back. Exactly. Like, it's okay to disagree with guys that we like. It's okay to disagree with guys that we normally agree with, because y'all came at me for the weeks that I talked about our pointless ass win against the Philadelphia Eagles that knocked us from the 5th pick to the 7th, right? Y'all like, bro, stop bitching, stop whining about it. Just for y'all to bitch and whine about it come the combine when y'all realize some of the players that y'all wanted wasn't going to be available, right? Brian Mitchell had that take about, oh, we win every football game. Oh, right or die, right? That was a boomer ass take. And I agree with Brian Mitchell a lot of the time. We ain't going to agree all the time. And it's okay to agree to disagree, bro. It is okay. Circus ring. Guess what? We just like the circus ring though. You watched. We looking much better on D side of the ball from close of 2025. We are looking so much better. Shit, I got this Chig Okonkwo signing on, and I ain't even talked about it because I'm ecstatic about. And guess what? Y'all hate when I say I told you so. Y'all want to know one thing that I did tell y'all? I told y'all that we was going to double down and definitely address the edge position with more than one player in free agency. That's why my mock off-season episode, I had to sign in 2 edges. They was the wrong edges, but y'all not going to go ahead and tell me I was right about the tweet where I said that we were going to be signing Leo Chenal. Y'all not going to tell me that. Y'all not going to tell me that one. We look at yeah, for sure. Yeah, the defense. I think I even said it. I said Jaden Daniels ain't going to have to score 100 points a game. What is that? I said beating G 100. And that's why it's like, yeah, you didn't get Jaden Daniels any offensive personnel, any offensive weapons prior to signing Chig Okonkwo, which happened 5-6 hours after this tweet. But you did at least give him the benefit of not having to outscore every team and feel like he got to wear the cape on his back every week with just the few signings that you had made up until that point of Odafe Owe, of a K'Lavon Chaisson. This is a guy that broke out with New England last year in K'Lavon Chaisson. Now, you do got to be a little cautious. Excuse me. Oh, fuck. Popcorn kernel. You do got to be a little cautious about the fact that K'Lavon Chaisson had a breakout year in his contract year, like y'all like to talk about with Deron Payne. He's not the only player that balls out in their contract year. K'Lavon Chaisson is in his 4th team, in his 4th year. He was considered a bust probably up until this year, to be honest. But he broke out, and he's still like is he like 25 years old? 25 years old. You pairing him with a Odafe Owe. So these are guys that can be your bookend ends for years to come if we potentially sign K'Lavon Chase onto another contract after this if he balls out. But yeah, I can knock that move by any means. We have two more guys who can tackle, and Chenal and Cross along with more speed. Yeah, this defense is 180% faster than it was 24 hours ago. Oh, we got another super. We got a super. If I could ever get to it, god damn. My bad involved with another super. To be honest, these free agents don't move the needle for me other than Chenal. The rest of the team has been underwhelming. How you feel about them? I agree with you to an extent. Like I said, the fact that we haven't really gotten Jaden Daniels much help on the offensive side of the ball doesn't really move the needle for me as far as offense. But I think we got much faster on defense. While a lot of these guys might not be like household names or, you know, guys that are going to be fitted for Hall of Fame jackets when they retire, I think that they gave us the one thing that we desperately needed, and that was team speed. And that's across the board. Odafe Owe, and I know it ain't all about speed. I know that. But a lot of the game is about speed. Like I had this conversation with my girlfriend the other day, and she played sports up through high school or whatever. And I said, I've always been on the opposite end of, you know, how people say like the game is 30% mental and or 30% physical and 70% mental. I can't buy that. I can't buy that. And I get like what it means in theory, and it sounds cute, it sounds cliche-ish. But no, to me, if it was a percentage breakdown, the game's still 70% physical. You got to have some brains for sure. But I know some niggas that wasn't smart, that was missing a couple of screws, that was nice as shit in sports. It was 70, to me, it's 70% physical and 30% mental. So I say that to say, yeah, the game ain't all about speed, but we saw what our defense looked like when it didn't have the speed, right? So when you got a guy like Odafe Owe running a 4.36 coming off the edge, I think Chason ran like a 4.5. And these guys are still young, so they're relatively still close to those numbers. Nick Cross just ran a 4.34 at 220 fucking pounds. 4 years ago. So I don't think that he lost much speed. And as somebody that's the self-proclaimed proud of Bowie, I've been living in Bowie since 8th grade. I've been living in Bowie since 7th grade. If somebody is the self-proclaimed proud of Bowie, I grew up in Bowie. I bought a house in Bowie. You know, I'm excited about Nick Cross. I'm super excited about Nick Cross. Guy from Bowie, Maryland, like Caleb Williams, went to DeMatha Catholic High School, went to the University of Maryland, and was actually a real Redskin fan. Bud made a tweet in 2018 that said that we up next for a Super Bowl. He was more of a fan than I was at that point, because he was, I don't know what the fuck he was watching, but he was bonded to the fandom. So, you know, I do think we got much faster and much more athletic, and that can never hurt, right? Let's see. Oh, they chopping it up in the chat. My man Sharper Charles said it's different when you're spending money to support a team versus getting paid by them. Facts. And this is my thing. And I hate throwing it out there, right? But this is always my retort when I had somebody tell me I'm the most negative fan account on Twitter today. I don't know how I went from being an AP apologist 2 days ago to the most negative Commander fan account. I don't know how that works, but I hate pulling this card, bruh. My season tickets went up to $1,800 this year. If I wasn't a fan of this team, you think I'd be paying that $1,800, bruh? I was boots on the ground for every game outside of the Eagles game last year because I had to visit family that was on the men during the holiday season. I'm spending $1,800 to watch my team get put belt to ass, get belt put to their ass. Y'all what? And I know that's not necessarily where you was going, Shopper Charles, but that's just what crossed my mind, bro. Like, what? So I paid $1,800 to troll. Y'all think I got it like that? I wouldn't be on here asking for super chats if I got it like that. I wouldn't be over here talking about this team as a second stream of income if I got it like that. Like, what we talking about? Shout out my guy Rio Robinson, the GOAT of this Commander YouTube shit. Go ahead, send some your subscribers my way, Rio. Let them know we chopping it up on the stream. I can use some of that 21K. 21. Can you do something for me? But like he said, go ahead, smash that like button. Sub my mans. I'm the mans. I'm his guy. Pause. But yeah, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button, flood the chat, flood the comment section. And if you do want to send a super chat, you see we give you the rightful attention that you deserve. If Jaden stays healthy, we're going to the playoffs. With this roster currently as this moment, I need to see a little more offensively. Is it a drafting Jeremiah Love? Hey, that might be it. That takes it over the top. Is it a drafting Jordan Tyson? Notice I said Jordan Tyson is the first wide receiver. Hey, that might be what it has to be. Because I'm honestly thinking, y'all know, I'm Black Adam, so I got to put myself in the mind of Adam Peters. I think one of the moves that Adam Peters can make is trading back potentially. Y'all talk about health scares and all that. Man, Jordan Tyson with no legs would still be the best wide receiver in this draft. And guess what? If other teams want to be foolish and think that and draft Carnell Tate over Jordan Tyson, let them be dumb. Y'all know I got an eye for scouting defensive backs and wide receivers. It's just a movement thing, bro. It's levels to this, and Jordan Tyson is just another level than Carnell Tate. I get the injuries. I get that being cause for pause. I get it, but nah, bro, nah. So if we had a capacity or the capability of trading back and still getting a Jordan Tyson, oh, I might jump off a balcony. I ain't never seen a greater offseason to that point. Streaking in the streets if we pull off a beat. I hope so. Man, shit. I'm talking about jumping off the balcony in my house if we get Jordan Tyson. I might find the tallest building in DC and jump off that motherfucker if we get Brian Thomas Jr. I lied to you not. You know how long I've been talking about pairing Brian Thomas with JD5 Rio. You know how long I've been talking about that, bro. And guess what? If it got to be 71, do it. If it has to be 71 and next year's third, do it. If that's what it takes to get done, to give Jayden Daniels an impact wide receiver, a guy that he has chemistry with, and a guy that gives you a $1.1 million cap hit because he's still on his rookie deal, do it. Send a 2022 second round pick for BTJ. Shit, I think you might be able to. See, me and Rio, I ain't even see your comment, Rio. I think you might be able to do it for us 71 and next year's third, like Rio just said. I think that'll get it done. Not streaking in the streets. We definitely need corners. We do. I think that might be another position that we can look at in the draft. There's some corners that I like. I don't know if Mansour Delane's the answer at 7. But even if you want to trade back and get one of those guys as well, I think between like a Mansour Delane or a Jamal McCoy, I like Chris Johnson out of San Diego State specifically for this scheme. Nice off ball corner, plays a lot of off coverage, and I think that's what we're going to be playing a lot of eyes on the quarterback. Is there any chance that we can sign Devo and NBA? I mean, there's always a chance. I think we still got like $60 million in cap space. Don't quote me on that. I don't know the exact number. But I don't know if they want to bring Devo back, bro. I think Grant Paulson mentioned it on Take Command yesterday. It started to hit. I guess I didn't hear it other than when he said it yesterday, but I wouldn't be surprised because the eye in the sky don't lie, and it fits what I saw. I heard that, the Commanders started to have concerns with Deebo's condition and his weight as the season went on. And if you can look at Deebo Samuel in week 15 compared to Deebo Samuel in week 1, the nigga definitely packed on pounds. Now, if you want to chalk it up to the Hill injury, that's understandable. But he packed on pounds. Like, it is what it is. It was mostly down, but I've been a fan since 89-90, so I got to see them win the Super Bowl. Then it was all downhill after 91-92 season. Got to see Dallas dominate the early. Oh, man. B. Mitch literally crashes out on post-game shows like 3 times. Talk about it. Be talking about how they be ducking him and Ashburn and all that just for him to tell me that that's BS. Like, what? You contradicted yourself, Brian. Come on, Brian. I know you a hothead, bro. I know they be talking about you crazy, bro. I don't want no fight. But we can step into this verbal spanking ring. We can. I'm a hothead too, bro. I'm gonna stand on my takes too. You ain't about to intimidate me like you be doing these shout out to y'all, boy. Like you be doing these frat boys in the media. While on the TL, you definitely gotta drop the merch. Man, the merch was gonna be on the way before I had to buy this laptop. The merch still on the way. It's a little delayed though. You see these streams ain't fucking up no more. Had to buy this new. Hey, you take a laptop cheap. That's why y'all gotta hit that super chat button. Y'all want some merch? Send a super chat. Send a super chat for the merch. Send a super chat for the merch. Anybody send a super chat, I'm making sure you first in line to get your merch. Bleeding BNG t-shirts and hoodies on the way. We definitely gonna have you right before the season. Shit, we ain't no Mike. We gonna have you right before training camp. 30 years. yeah, I know. Hey, it happens to the best of us. I was raised tweeting. B-Mitch me stabbing on fans too much. Talk about it. That's my man's though. I don't want this to be a B-Mitch smutting stream. But hey, we just had to step into the ring today. It was what it was. Facts. I crashed out too a little bit. I can admit it. Never apologize for not agreeing with mediocrity and complacency. That's where I'm at too. But I will say, Adam Peters was anything but mediocre and complacent today. Haven't even talked about the Chig Okonkwo signing that's been on the screen for like the last 20 minutes. Signed him to a 3-year, $30 million deal. I will say this. Like I said, y'all say that I'm not tapped in and shit like that. I just told you about the interaction that I had with Brian Mitchell. I try to be as tapped in as possible because this is something that I want to do. Whether it be me dropping that teaching shit for this or it just being a second stream of income. This is something that I see myself doing for a while. I heard from some people, numerous people, that Chig Okonkwo really like enjoyed his time at the University of Maryland. Shit, I'll say like Chig was outside, bro. Chig was outside. So I say that to say Chig know what the nightlife look like in DC. He know what all the shorties look like in DC. He know he can't get that shit at Nashville anymore, and you can't get that shit at many other places in the country. The DMV is a special place. So once you get a taste of it, I don't get mad at anybody wanting to come back. And like I said, I had a couple of people that attended the University of Maryland. It ain't like I got top-notch sources, but they attended the University of Maryland at the time that Chig Okonkwo was there. And more than 3 or 4 people were like, nah, bro, Chig was outside, bro. Like, I was outside with him at times. Like, yeah. So, hey, bro, to see him back, hey, Chig, hey, I don't need no B-Rob situations, but hey, Chig might fancy him a little U Street every now and then, a little Rose Bar. He might fancy him a little Massachusetts Ave every now and then. It is what it is. Living the life of a young fly NFL player. Guess what? Hey, but I'm super excited talking on the football terms of things. You give Jayden Daniels an explosive pass catcher that he hasn't had at the tight end position, and I think he might be the second most explosive pass catcher on the team behind the Terry McLaurin. Now, his raw athletic score numbers weren't amazing. That's because he's a smaller tight end, but you got inline guys in fucking Ben Sinnott that's about to cosplay as a fullback and a tight end. Ben Sinnett's going to play that Chris Cooley role. You got John Bates, who's essentially a 6th lineman. You need somebody that has juice with the balls in their hands. Does that sound crazy? Juice with the balls in their hands? Yeah, I'm going to just pause it because I'm going to just pause it. But yeah, I'm super. Finally, like The Rock say in the Rock voice, finally we got Jayden Daniels some offensive firepower. The one thing that I don't love about Chig, and I hate being that age guy. I hate being the age guy. Chig older than I thought. Chig a little older than I thought. Going into his age 27 season, you signed him to a 3-year deal. So if he fulfills his entire contract, if he fulfills his entire contract, he'll be coming or hitting the market again at age 30, which isn't horribly old for a tight end. And at that point, he might be willing to give you some hometown discounts. Because as I've said, Chig was outside when he was at Maryland. Low key, we hyping Lemon, Tyson Love, but I got this weird feeling we might draft Mansour. I said he was my dark horse pick a minute ago. Not necessarily like in my top 5 on my big board of who we're likely to pick, But as far as just like the dark horse, I think that he's it. If I were to pick a dark horse, somebody that would surprise me, but it obviously wouldn't surprise you. Let's see. We got another super. We got it. Shoots with the balls. Jesus. You see, you seen Tracy, you seen. Like I said it, then I had to re-say it. I said, oh, that sounds crazy. So let me go ahead and pause it before somebody say, hey, whoa, pause, whoa. Y'all know y'all be talking about my timeline etiquette. I might drop a little biting lip emoji every now and then. Bro, we talking about football at the end of the day. You know, I like to keep it a little frisky, you know. I like to keep it a little frisky. But it is what it is, bro. Yeah, we was definitely that was freaky. But we was definitely bootlegging them Redskin games. Cause ain't nobody else wanna watch them motherfuckers, bro. 6 plays behind and shit like that. That's why I admire my come up every now and then. I went from being six plays behind on games to watching games at Northwest Stadium every now and then. And it only took me like 7-8 years to do. Nah. It took me like 3 years to do that. Love the show, bro. The only command watch the sports news I appreciate that. Please continue to support because I'm just getting bigger and better with the content. Going to definitely take this more serious as we go because I didn't expect to build the platform that I've built talking about my favorite football team. But I picked up this podcast, Mike, 5 years ago. But hey, here we are. I appreciate y'all support and I appreciate y'all spending y'all Wednesday night evening with us. Fan is short for fanatic. It was appropriate at the time. AP has been affecting my mood all week. And that's all I'm saying. AP has had me if I end up in an asylum, it's because of Adam Peters this week, bro. I went from the lowest of lows to the highest of highs. My blood pressure fluctuating like shit. Bro. But yeah, at the end of the day, fan is short for fanatic. And I know because I be knowing a little bit of ball that y'all think that I might consider myself something bigger than a fan. I've never said that in my life. I'm an extension of the fans. Not on my Road Warrior shit. I ain't the voice of the people, but like I like to think that I get a raw, uncut, and unfiltered commentary for the ones that don't, but the ones that feel like I do. I'm just a fan at the end of the day. Last season was horrible. We back new season. Adam opened the wallet this year, but we need more. But we do need more. All in, my dogs. Redskins since 1982. Facts. I appreciate the support, Christopher Wilder, 9371. You said it so eloquently. You put it as eloquently as you could. Last season was horrible, so I was looking for an appropriate response. And the moves that we made today in the Chig Okonkwo, in Caleb Chason, and in this demon that I'm pulling up. Give me 1 second if I can find it. Shit, I was hesitant to stream at 7 o'clock. I'm like, bro, the rate Adam Peters going, bro, he about to make a move while we streaming. In the Commander signing, safety Nick Cross, Prada Bowie, DMV native to a 2-year, $14 million year, $7 million average annual value. How you see the BA situation playing out? At this point, as every day goes by, I think it's more and more inevitable that Brandon Ayuk is a Washington Commander. You've seen the reports that came out today that said, even though today was the start of the new league year, the 49ers aren't necessarily in a rush to move off of Brandon Ayuk. I think the reason that they're doing that is because they know that Brandon Ayuk going to set up some ploy to come to Washington. So they essentially holding him hostage. I don't know how long that this is going to play out, but I think they bring in Petty for a reason because they think that he's basically constructing his own pathway to essentially what he wants to do, and everything's been in his control, and they're trying to take back as much control as possible. But I do think that he ends up being a Washington Commander. You done bitching at Adam? Yeah, Tyler, you done watching me? Because guess what? You still watched. You still watched. Derek Thomas was not available. I said he was. Oh, because I said Odafe Owe wasn't Derek Thomas. Yeah, you didn't get why I said that. That one went over my head. I think my commentary might have went over yours. Come on now, you know they don't consider the context. They never do, and that's what beat their ass and spank them every time. And that's why I'm like LeVar Ball in debates. Never lost. I'm like LeVar Ball in debates. I never lost. I never lost. Because guess what? Context means a lot. The meaning of words, semantics means a lot. And I choose not to ignore them when I debate. We got to start normalizing being able to have a change of heart when new data is. Absolutely. We got to start being able to normalize that. But I've already talked about this before, Marv, on stream. As I've gotten older, and even in like my profession, working with youngins, right? I realize like a lot of people lack the skill of being able to compartmentalize their thoughts. They don't understand that they can have different thoughts amongst the umbrella of the same topic, right? So they feel like if they feel one way about something, they gotta stand on that 10 toes down and say the most provocative shit possible for them to believe what they're saying. And they might subconsciously believe what they're saying, right? But they gotta be like, oh no, like, nah, he normally disagrees with me. So I gotta disagree with what he's saying, even though he might be making a good point. And I think that's just some childish shit. I think that's just some childish shit. So yeah, I agree. We definitely got to start normalizing. And that also comes with a lot of, we in the football space. It comes with a lot of men with a lot of fake machismo. A lot of fake machismo. Because like I said, I only see this static on Twitter. Everybody know where I be every Sunday, every home game. Everybody knows where I be. I post videos of me walking to the stadium. I'm walking in the same entrance every time. Everybody knows where I be. I only get this static on Twitter though. I wonder why. Jalen, if you think about it, we did I don't even want to talk to you, bro. Put that bitch word to the side, bro. We can have commentary. Put that bitch word to the side, bro. Fuck out of here. Fuck out of here. Like what? Fuck out of here. Niggas trying to have some fucking discourse. B Mitch don't always. He doesn't. He doesn't. And that's the thing. Love B Mitch to death. But you can't put on the facade of you like standing 10 toes down, and you don't really be standing 10 toes down. Because if that's the case, bro, you wouldn't get offended by a nigga that really stand 10 toes down in what he believed. Like I said, Brian Mitchell can disagree with my takes. Don't call that shit bullshit, bro. Don't call it bullshit because it's not. Because once I explain it again, I ain't get no reply. I ain't get no reply. Is it because you saw that joint? You sat with him and was like, damn, that nigga kind of got a point. I have ranted about how this team has been ass in his 30 years of living. This team hasn't had consecutive seasons of winning in his 30 years of living. Is that bullshit? Maybe that's why I ain't get a reply. Like I said, it's the fake machismo. You can't say, damn, you got a point. I think you did too much, but you got a point. Like, we can't do that. You gotta be men, the manliest of men. Nigga, fuck out of here. I ain't never ducked a smoke in my life. Never. I bet Reeves and DJ Swearinger did not get along. Damn, did he play with DJ Swearinger? God damn. I think he did. What, 2018? They crossed paths in 2018? No, I think Reeves' first year was 2019. I think. Yeah, that would have been a safety pair. No, I can see how they wouldn't get along. Before we keep going on the stream, y'all go ahead, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. Support the channel. You can hit our Cash App tag at the bottom. You can support the channel by sending a super chat through. We're going to give you the rightful attention that you deserve. You jumped the line in the chat. Everybody that's in the comments, I know we backed up a little bit. Pause. But you skipped the line. You skipped the line. Everybody else that's sending these normal chats, I appreciate y'all, but y'all going to have to wait behind the supers. Y'all going to have to wait behind the supers. Adam Peters did a good job so far. Been a big fan of Leo. Like him in the 22 draft. I know that shit got. Oh, yeah. I had to resurface the tweets yesterday. Where they at? You know I had to resurface the tweets yesterday. And Leo Chenal, quiet as kept, like 2 of my tweets yesterday. I was out celebrating my man's birthday, and I kept getting, Leo Chenal liked your tweet. I'm like, bro, this got to be like a fan page. Went to that nigga page. Yeah, he only got like 10,000 followers, but that was him. That was him. That was him. Because as real ball knowers know, or as real day one bleeding BNGers know, we really know ball. I had a crush on Leo Chenal in 2022. So to see us sign him last night, I used to pray for times like this, to rhyme like this. So I had to grind like that, to shine like this in a matter of time I spent. Let me stop before they give me for copyright. I used to pray for times like this, bruh. When fucking, what's Holcomb first name? Corey Holcomb, whatever that nigga name is, bruh. Whatever that nigga name, Cole Holcomb and Jamin Davis was my linebackers, bruh. You see in 2024, April 4th, 2022, good morning, Leo Chenal is the linebacker we need. That's all. April 23rd, 2022, Leo Chenal is the middle linebacker I want coming out of this draft. April 29th, 2022, Leo Chenal is my pick at 47 if he's there, the hardest hitter in the draft, regardless of position. Definitely can see him sporting that green dot. He didn't sport the green dot in Kansas City because he played under Nick Bolton. Leo Chenal, I've had Kansas City fans telling me all day how much they're going to miss Leo Chenal. And I'm going to tell you the biggest reason why. Leo Chenal was the best linebacker on that Kansas City Chiefs defense last year in 2025. He has experience playing in the 3-4 defense. And I think that he can take the next step in his career and potentially call a defense. Y'all see Chiefs fans, you guys got a good one. Good luck, Leo. He was underutilized. Chiefs always delivered when called to action, especially in big games. You see what the Chiefs fans said about Leo Chenal. They mad as shit that he gone. Shout out to Chiefs FC. They one of the nicer fan bases in the NFL. I've always had positive interactions with them. And the Bills FC, for sure. Zach Thomas clone. So you see what Chiefs fans are saying about Leo Chenal per our tweet. You wouldn't get this commentary from us, from nobody other than us over here at Bleeding BNG. Pushing the discourse. You know how we do. Yeah, that's why we brought AP here, right? This is new to us, filling out our lineup after training camp. Facts. We brought AP here to build this roster up, and I don't care the avenue that it takes. But one thing that we can admit was that the approach last year wasn't it. So the definition of insanity is doing something that doesn't work over and over again, right? And expecting a different result, right? Doing something with a negative result and expecting a different outcome, right? It would have been insane to not sign guys in the 2025 offseason. And the reason that people were reacting like that, because y'all gave them data that y'all didn't do shit last offseason. Y'all rested on y'all laurels. We didn't have any laurels to rest on this year. Why is the math not mathing? What don't we understand about that? A lot of guys we signed are young and really haven't had a chance. Facts. It's not too often, especially in this new NFL where a lot of guys are coming out into the draft at 22 and 23, that you're getting guys on their second contracts at the age of 25. I think Nick Cross is only 25. Leo Chenal is only 25. I think Chason is 25. I think he might be playing at like when the season starts, I think he might be 26. But Odafe Owe, one of our oldest signings at 27 years old. And I love it. Like I said before, on the day one stream, the free agency day one stream, I mentioned how while I do agree that Odafe Owe is an ascending talent, I get kind of cautious when people start considering like 27 and 28 and 29-year-olds as like breakout stars. We got supers. Calm the chat. We got supers. I'm sorry. Let me get back in the chat. Oh! These niggas spazzing. I said AP was about to do some shit, bro. I said AP was about to do some shit, bro. These niggas spazzing. I said this is not why I wanted to stream, bro. I said this is not why I knew he was gonna do some that shit while we was streaming, bro. AP, hold on. Shout out to the Shoopers. Shout out to this AP. This the team y'all said I hate. This the nigga y'all said I hate. Do y'all see that reaction? Y'all said I hate him. What are y'all talking about? We just got the DL from Kansas City. AP, come on, bruh. I'm sorry if I just fucked up your speakers or if you watching me with the headphones in. You know I gotta tweet about it though. You know I gotta tweet about it. AP! Come on, bro. Come on, bro. What up, Chris? Chris, you got a new page in 2 days? What's up, gang? I appreciate the super. Yeah, you see, I'm hyped. I'm hyped. How old is Charles Omenihu? Solid player. The age don't really matter because I think that he's going to produce in his first year here. 28 years old. So he's going to be going into his year 29 season. Let me see what the contract details look like. Charles. It'd be so weird. That's how you know, like, the change in life. Like, it's so weird using Twitter on the desktop now. This is all I did back in like 2010. Why can't I find it? Hold on, Adam Schefter. Who dropped the news? Was it Adam Schefter? Adam Schefter dropped the news? I need to pull up Adam Schefter page. I just want to see what the contract details look like. All right, here we go. Former Chiefs DN Charles Omenihu reached agreement today on a 1-year deal worth up to $7 million with the Washington Commanders. Oh yeah, Adam Peters and David Mulligetta locked in, bro. I'm like, damn, why I get 3 supers back to back to back? What's happening? That's what's happening. Charles Omenihu happening. Charles Omenihu happening. Charles Omenihu's happening. How we feel about that move in the chat? How we feel about today in the chat? Y'all let me know. Probably spend about 15 more minutes on this joint. All the better teams last year had speed and not a lot of household names. Exactly. Great point, Miss Carter, 1107. And guess what? If Durante Jones brings any, and I hate to even like comp him to that. I feel like I'm doing my fellow Bowie State Bulldog a disservice. But if he brings any philosophies and ideologies from a Brian Flores defense, you ain't going to need household names. That Vikings defense played with their hair on fire, and how many household names do they have? Like Harrison Smith, who was past his prime. Y'all know Andrew Van Ginkel for a couple of pick sixes, but is he a household name? Outside of that, who else? I wouldn't call Jonathan Grenard a household name. Damn good football player. But it's all about that ability to scheme. And one thing that I've noticed in particular with the signings of Leo Chenal and Nick Cross, they definitely going to be lining up in some funky formations. What Durante Jones say in his introductory presser, he said it ain't about how they line up. It's about how they wind up. Ooh, that was a bar. Nigga, that was a bar. That was a bar, my nigga. But yeah, we got another super. Amazing point, Miss Carter, 1107. You a Scorpio like me, girl? You a Scorpio like me? Scorpio gang. I'm hoping I ain't just out here yelling bass. Oh, my Sonya. Sonya, you about to make me cry. $50 super chat. I appreciate the support. Sonya, you've been supporting this channel for the longest time. You have. And I'll be lying if I say, like, at the beginning, before we had got to this platform, Sonya, like a lot of the times that you would be in the comments when a lot of people weren't, that kept me to go. Just because of like the content of what you were saying. Like, you was always positive. And you always been a supporter. I appreciate the super chat. I'm still nervous about center as well. I think that's AP's biggest mishap so far. I think might be misreading the center market, and I don't even want to say that. But it's a reason why we were linked to Tyler Linderbaum. Say that it was driving up his cost or whatever you want. I get it, right? But how can I say this? If we end up signing a Lloyd Cushenberry, I'll be less worried. Not saying that he's better than Tyler Biadasz, but for somebody that didn't think that Tyler Biadasz was a linchpin on this roster, on this offensive line, and understood why they cut him. You know, I've been telling y'all that Tyler Biadasz was mid since October, right? So it wasn't like I was like some of these people in the Washington Commander community that was stressing when we released them. But to see that we ain't really had a succession plan is a little the only reason that I'm giving calls for pause is that our new offensive line coach, is it Chris Stapleton or David Stapleton? He was the offensive line coach on hand at the Senior Bowl. So they got some prospects they like from there that he saw firsthand and that he was able to get hands on. Pause. You know, I can see the vision, but I don't know if I want to pair Jay and Daniels with a rookie center or a Nick Allegretti. But guess what? At the end of the day, I'm just a fan. They know more than me on some things, on most things, not everything. Yeah, I think I said that. I said Cross ran a 4.34, right? If I misspoke, I apologize. But yeah, he ran a 4.34 40 at the combine. Cross, one of the best high school sprinters of all time. Facts. I remember Cross. He ran a lot of indoor, didn't he? I remember Cross coming up because I stay tapped into grassroots sports. I'm the oldest of 6. I stay in the gym. That's why y'all be like, damn, bro, like, how you know all this ball, bro? I've seen the game adapt from under me. I just was smart, a smart football player, and a smart individual. And like I tell people, I got like a slight like addictive trait. So when I get locked in on something, y'all don't understand. Like I was building rosters because I started out as a sports management major before I transitioned to a broadcast journalism major. I was building rosters with fucking Stanley Jean-Baptiste and Keith McGill at corners in like 2014. You couldn't tell me I wasn't going to be the next Tony Khan. Dude was nasty at the 50 meter. Yeah, that was indoor. Yeah, he definitely, I remember that. Katron Allen and Dalen Everett's Norfolk own stand up. I like Dalen Everett as a nice mid-round corner prospect. I think he might have shot up a couple of draft boards after that 40 he ran. And I appreciate the humbleness, buddy. But the day before he ran his 40, when he did his press conference, he said he would think that he was going to run somewhere near a 4.5. Nigga end up running a 4.38. I don't know. He was just fooling. I don't know. But yeah, I seen that comment and I was like, wow. What comment? Only for a keeper from Monster Sherman to tell you how to think about the team. Marlo, man, you put it so eloquently. I couldn't say it better myself. Insane. All our signings were smart money signings and young guys on the upswing. Facts. And we needed to get younger, faster, bigger, stronger. And we've gotten all of those. Is Charles Omenihu going to be a 3-4 stand-up defensive end? I told you. This defense, Devontae Jones told you, we're going to have multiple packages. So now signing of Tim Settle and Charles Omenihu to go along with Javon Kinlaw, Deron Payne, Dietrich Wise, and Johnny Newton, I'm wondering how that's going to mesh. And then you got Kaylavon Chason and Adafe Owe as edges. I'm wondering how that's going to mesh. Interested to see. We might be running some four-man fronts as well. We receive increase. Facts. We receive increases on season tickets every year, and this year we got a short of a game, and they expect us to be cool with being mediocre. Stop it. Talk about it, Charles. Talk about it, Charles. We fake fans, but we in Northwest Stadium every Sunday, spending our money. Because guess what? It ain't only the season ticket money that we spend. We got to spend money to get to the game. We got to spend money on concessions. Even if it's discounted, that should still be expensive as fuck. If we tailgate, we got to spend money for that. If we park, we got to spend money for that. And y'all telling me I'm a fake fan? Man, come on, bro. Stop. Love to see you do a live with Rio and the Kings. You put some spice in the stream. I'm going to try to get Rio on for Mock Draft Monday. He was supposed to come on pulling y'all behind the curtains. He was supposed to come on not this Monday that just passed, but the Monday before that. But your boy caught strep throat. Working with kids, man. That adolescent ass illness. BTJ this year's third and next year's second should do it because he will sign with us next year. Exactly. And that's another reason why I've always thought that a move of trading for Brian Thomas. Because he's 2 years younger than Jaden Daniels, so he more than fits the timeline. And if he knows that Jaden Daniels is still here, that's going to be the type of receiver to give you a discount with Jaden Daniels having a $80 million average annual value contract that he's going to sign either next year or the year after. But it's coming. It's coming. Jaden Daniels is going to probably sign the greatest contract in NFL history, the most expensive contract in NFL history when his time is coming. So we're going to have to penny pinch and cut some corners at other positions. And I think it's more likely for a guy like Brian Thomas to give us a discount with his homeboy there and him being under this organization's umbrella for 2-3 years than an outside signing or the best wide receiver that's going to be available when we do have to pay Jaden Daniels that much money. Yeah, we all cooking, gang. All right, I'm going to give y'all 9 more minutes. I'm going to close the stream out. We a minute, 10 minutes in. All right, I'm going to close the stream out in 10 minutes. So if you want to go ahead in the chat, go ahead and flood the chat now. If you want to send a super chat to jump line and make sure that we get to you. But I'm cutting this off at 10 minutes. So I'm trying to catch up on the comments. Do it. What I got to do? All right, guys, 15 supers and he dropping merch. Talk about it. 15 supers and a merch on the way. Shit, Sonya might have just held down the merch on her own. I appreciate her. I appreciate Sonya. Oh, where you go? Why can't I find it no more? All right, we ain't worry about that. Let's see. Let me catch up on the comments before we head on out of here. Chig and Tunsil gonna be outside. Oh yeah. Hey, y'all know we don't mince words about Grant Paulson. That's our guy. I listen to Grant and Danny damn near every day, right? So like I can't beef with Grant Paulson. He just be speaking some bullshit sometimes that we got to call out. Shit, you see, we got into the ring with Brian Mitchell today. You think I'm gonna be scared to get into the ring with fucking Grant Paulson? This is what it is. It come with the territory. But when Grant Paulson said that he pulled up Laramie Tunsil's IG reel because he heard his voice, or somebody told him that his voice was at the beginning of the reel, he said he went and he rushed to pull up the reel. When that nigga said, I saw twerking and cheeks clapping. Oh, that shit I'm still losing my shit at that, bro. Grant, you was on one with that one. That might have been one of your best segments. Lil Yachty said DC definitely had a piece. Does he know something? I called it though, Casey. I caught the pause. Yeah, Willie. I like that comp. I wouldn't call him a young Delaney Walker. He's just a Delaney Walker because Chig a little older than we thought. What's up, Jalen? I've been banging the table for Leak and Trio because you know ball, bro. You know ball, and we got both of our guys. So I'm super excited. Go ahead and crank that draft up with the data we have gathered. We trying to mock draft today. I might have to say that for Monday. Collect a little more data. Welcome home, Chig. Chig about to be outside. I appreciate that, Yo Soy Reyes. I still want to get Brisker. I don't know if we addressing the safety position with another free agent signing. I think we might bring in a guy in the draft, but I don't know if we want to spend that much money on the safety position. Because $7 million a year, even though it's only a 2-year contract, it's not expensive, but it's not like cheap safety money. Fans got to stop crashing out like they know more than professionals. If you do apply, all right. Point me to the link then. POC City. I'll apply. Point me to the link then. I don't know if you thought you was getting your shit off with that comment. Capital Heights in the building. Capital Heights. I'll tell you, starting to be outside. Capital Heights. What would you give to Brian Thomas Jr.? I would give this his third and Quan Martin. What's your thoughts? I'm not mad at that package. Shit, if it takes this year's third and next year's third, I'm not mad at that package either. I think Jacksonville will more so want the picks. I don't know how high teams are on Quan Martin around the league. Like when he missed that tackle on DeAndre Swift last year, that shit was on Monday Night Football. Everybody saw that shit. When he got bombed on Christmas Day, that was on Netflix. Everybody saw that shit. What you think about Chenal? He was good with the Chiefs. I love the move. If you got here, I just pulled up my tweets from 4 years ago. I was glazing Leo Chenal 4 years ago. He was good with the Chiefs. He was underutilized, and he was honestly the best linebacker on the team. Feel like we learned AP ain't cheap, but he's strict in negotiations. The Godfather AP. Chenal might be here to stop that run amongst other uses. Yes, sir. I'm only here to talk ball. Revo said, you know ball. That's all that matters. Right. Everybody like, bro, he said a little ball. Like niggas are putting it in quotes like he put it in quotes. The nigga ain't have to say I knew anything. How many people he said y'all they know ball? Revo be seeing me diagnosing them coverages from a DB's point of view. Revo be seeing that shit, bro. I appreciate that. Gators 3, miss. Catching up on the chat. Jam buckets. Sport chat streamers are underrepresented on Twitch. Basically nothing. Commanders on Twitch. FYI. Oh, I got the stream running multi-platform on Twitch. Right now. Twitch got to pay that money though. Twitch got to pay that money like YouTube paying. Just signed another edge. What Tyler Ladd did, bro. Tyler Ladd used that B word, bro. Like, stop throwing out that bitch word, bro. We ain't doing that. Try again next week. I like the moves we making. If we sign a wide receiver and a center, this has been an amazing free agency. I agree. As I mentioned, I think the Brandon Ayuk signing is inevitable. I wouldn't shoe him in or pencil him in as the wide receiver 2, though. I think we can do even more. I don't know if you were talking about doing it in the draft, but shit, Terry McLaurin, Jordan Tyson, and Brandon Ayuk, that sounds amazing to me. With Chig Okonkwo, that sounds amazing to me. That sounds like toys for Jane Daniels. Because if we can be honest, it ain't like Drake May had the most elite of elite weapons, but he had a plethora of wide receivers that got open downfield this year. Demario Douglas, Keyshawn Bolte. Nigga had like 3 weeks where he caught like a 50-yard touchdown back to back to back. Kyle Williams, stretching the field. Stephon Diggs, better than any wide receiver over the course of his career that we have on the Washington Commanders. And he ain't lose that many steps. Hey, what we doing? Yeah, we going offense in the draft. Yeah, we definitely going offense in the draft. Tune in to Mock Draft Monday on Monday so we could make some shit shake with the new data that we got. We just got to play the waiting game. Did one of my super chats go? AP for president. Oh, let's see. Dang, I was in this motherfucker. I didn't realize I was this backed up. Deciding on the stream, break his game down. Charles Omenihu, long linear pass rusher, kind of along the lines of Adolphe Owe. He doesn't give you that 4.3 speed though. Not the bendiest. Uses a lot of when he wins. I ain't saying like he's a pass rush demon, but when he does win, it's a lot off of his length and his hand placement. And yeah, I like the signing. That's just my assessment off of me knowing that we signed him. Haven't really gotten into his film. That's just my assessment of watching him in real time because y'all know we watch the league. Yeah, not the most twitched up of pass rushers. Solid at holding up the edge. Could be better, but could definitely be worse. But I do think that this is like spells the end for like a guy like Jacob Martin. I don't think he's coming back. But yeah, that's all I can really give you on Charles Omenihu right now. Front seven looking good. Man, everybody was letting me know we got that DN. What's up, man? We definitely drafting offense. Brandon about to get let go too. Brandon who? Brandon Coleman. You a Scorpio too, bro? Last day. I always say God left it up to the realest nigga to close the book on Scorpio season. 11/21. 11/21. Real Scorpio with some sass like the crazy what they say about the crazy niggas at the sass be. I can see that. I can see that. Hell no, I got to crank up the draft with the data we got the past 3 days. Go ahead and do that, bro. Let me know how I go. Because we ain't doing it on stream tonight. Y'all got to tune in on Monday, though. Y'all got to tune in on Monday. That's a female knowing football better than NFL coaches. Facts. More than a lot of people in the fan base, too. Because that's my thing, right? Because this is my only thing. I ain't here to say that I got all the takes. I ain't here to say that I'm right. I ain't here to say none of that. But I feel like I've shown enough examples of me knowing ball that if you just want to say that I don't know ball, I feel like you're just being like a troll and you being a hype beast. That makes me think that you don't know the sport. Jeremy Reeves validated it today, even when we disagreed. It's niggas on the timeline that Jeremy Reeves disagree with all the time that he don't say, bro, but you know a little ball. He had to acknowledge it. He had to give it up. I know more about schemes. I ain't saying I'm better than these niggas. I know more about scheme than some NFL players. I'll go out on that limb and say that. And like universal schemes. Of course, they're going to know more about their scheme and what their coaches are telling them and shit like that. But as far as like what everybody's running across the league, come on, bro. Who else you spend? Who like? And I know it's other sickos out there, but like I realize I be spending my lunch break watching all 22 on NFL Game Pass. Like these statements I make ain't baseless. Shout out Mamba Fats. Shout out Mamba Fats. Shout out Mamba Fats. Shout out Mamba Fats. Hey, Mamba Fats. I know you mad as shit that fluke ass band dropped 83. That in the most unethical way. I hated that shit, bro. Niggas intentionally filing up 30 points so that we can break Kobe record. I appreciate the support though. What it do, Slim? You good? Because Monday you was gone. Was I Mamba Fats? Was I on Twitter? Was I gone? I think I was calm by the stream. I think I was pretty calm by the stream. I was gone on Monday. But remember what Monday brought? Monday brought like 6 back-to-back tweets talking about how blank signed with blank. The Washington Commanders were in on it, but they got edged out in the end. Yeah, that shit wasn't good for the soul. That shit was not good for the soul. That shit was not good for the soul. Blau got to start feeling jealous of DJ. I know all these weapons that they getting on the defensive side of the ball. I think they letting Blau know we got you on offense, buddy. Blau might need to leave a note on AP desk like Cliff, just for him not to be around 1 year later. I want Brandon more than Debo. He more of a wide receiver than Debo. Oh, Ayuk? Yeah, I agree. Oh, that's the Brandon y'all talking about. Ayuk. Oh my, Sonya, yeah. Sonya's a real one. We got some real juice on that defense. Everybody that we signed today, young, fast, and athletic. I appreciate you being able to admit good moves. People swear you're a hater for no reason. For no reason at all. Like I said, I think people failed to realize that I'm a Commanders commentator and content creator. Like I know I don't commentate on the games. I commentate on what they do, though. Like, I know you're not going to hear. I'm not Al Michaels. But on Monday, y'all would have rather me not do a stream and not say anything and just sit idle when we didn't do anything. Is that what y'all wanted? Let me know, because I'll give y'all what y'all want. And it's not like clickbaiting. Like, I really feel this way. How many times y'all gonna say? Like, how many times does it got to be clickbait for you to look up and be like, "Nah, this nigga just act like that"? Armstrong is definitely making the team. Curious to see how he bounces back from that injury. Constant rotation on that D line. Hell no, my boy too vicious for the Kings. Shout out to the Commander Kings, man. Shout out to the Commander Kings. Bro, what are we doing at CB, wide receiver and running back on murky as fuck? I think they got a lot of high hopes on with Trey Amos. Now, I'm not saying that they're right. I'm not vindicating them. I'm not saying that that's going to pan out. But I think that's what they're showing. I think that they believe that Trey Amos is going to be a solid CB1. They're way higher on Mikey Sanders still on the outside than I am. Because my man Road Chaser on Twitter put it so eloquently. He said anybody can line up 19 yards off the ball and play Bill. And that's all Mikey Sanders still was doing once he was lined up. Was he better on the outside than the nickel? Absolutely. But running back and wide receiver are murky. But I think that's a lot of those positions are going to get addressed in the draft, which I don't mind, because a lot of the more dynamic offensive players, pass catchers, running backs, they're at their peak on their first contract. So that's why I never really mind spending early draft picks on skill players, because that's when you're going to get them at their best. Just do it quick. I can't, bro. I'm tired of shit, bro. I got y'all on Monday. That's why I got to tap in on Monday. It's 615 people in here right now. I want to see 617 people come in on Monday. Quan Cook. We got a safety. I think Tim Settle is an underrated addition. I think he's appropriately rated. People are hyped that he's back. Tim Settle was a fan favorite. I do want to see Tim Settle in this one gap Durante Jones scheme where they shooting the gaps along the interior defensive line. I think we did him a disservice transitioning to a two-gap system. I think we honestly did him and Deron Payne a disservice transitioning to a two-gap system early in their career. I think the two-gap best fit John Allen. I think that only fit John Allen, to be 100% honest. But yeah, I'm excited to see him in that type of scheme. Swap first-round picks with Jags and next year's for BTJ. I don't even think you need that much, bro. We going crazy on offense in the draft. We going Love, Tate, or Tyson? Y'all want me to rank my 3 offensive players on the big board at 7 before I head on out of here? Because I finally caught up in the chat because Trey Amos ain't tackling shit, like my man Genzino said. But I do think they got high hopes for him as a CB1. I think we trade back to get Tyson and go, and that's exactly what I think we do too, if it's presented. Flores system don't really require top CB. Facts. They don't require top CB, and they require your cornerback to be able to play off coverage, because they require your quarterback to play good with good eyes on the quarterback. Love, Tate, Tyson in that. No. I don't disagree with you. I mean, I do disagree with you, but your stance is your stance. I don't knock you for your stance. If I was rating them for the Washington Commanders, it's Tyson, Love, Tate. Because I think that we need more help at wide receiver. Jeremiah Love is probably the best talent, but I think we're more talent deprived at wide receiver than we are at running back. And as far as just the talent evaluation, Jordan Tyson is so much better than Carnell Tate. Damn, we got another super. Mama Fast, I appreciate you on the team that was taking in. Bruh. I'm mad as shit that I'm a Wizards fan for that. That was some of the most unethical hoops that I've seen. And I was out. I had already said early in the stream, it was my best friend's birthday yesterday. So I was out. So I didn't even watch the beginning of the game. But we was at a bar. We looked up on ESPN and said Bam had 57 points, right? In the third quarter. So I'm like, oh, this nigga's frying. Like, I'm literally saying this without watching the game. So I go run. I speed home, but I'm listening to the game on the radio. I'm like, oh fuck no. Was this nigga doing this all game? And I didn't grow up a Kobe Bryant stan. I actually grew up a Kobe Bryant hater. He carried me like shit at the 2001 All-Star Game jam session on Friday night. So yeah, I was never like the biggest Kobe fan. But I hate that and it ain't even his record, but I hate that his 81 points had to get eclipsed like that. That shit was unethical as hell. But I appreciate the super. I appreciate the super. All right, let's see. Couple more. Let me respond to the last couple of comments before I head on out of here. Hour 30 minutes in on the free agency day 3 stream. The Commanders signed Caleb Von Chason, Chig Okonkwo, Nick Cross today, and Charles Omenihu that they signed while we was on screen. Pops and Bro Scorpio, 2 whole fam, Skins fans. Hey, best Zodiac sign. Best Zodiac sign. Your Pops and your bro, real niggas. How bad is Tyson injuries? Because they always bring it up. I mean, the rap sheet ain't good. I ain't going to lie to you. I believe in the talent. But one thing that I will say is the only injury that really scares me is the hamstring, because that's the one that has the potential of being recurrent. But he has 3 injuries that everybody talk about. The collarbone, which could have happened to any fucking body. The ACL, which he came back and was a top receiver in the country before the hamstring, and the hamstring's on a different leg. So it's not like the ACL impacted the hamstring. Now, am I concerned about these injuries? A little bit. But I think that the talent is greater than so much. I ain't even gonna say so much greater because when that shit sounds provocative. But I think the talent is the difference in his talent and Carnell Tate's talent can supersede or override your concerns about his injury. What would you think with them grabbing Carnell Tate with the pick 7? I mean, I might throw up in my mouth a little bit, but it is what it is, depending on who's on the board. Because we do need wide receiver help, and I think he will help the wide receiver room. But Carnell Tate, I ain't gonna lie to you, I think he one of the more overrated prospects in recent memory. And it got a lot to do with that Ohio State jacket that he wears. You know, they think that they wide receivers Teflon. If you draft him, you have to put him on a limit, in my opinion. But guess what? He's so goddamn talented. He might perform in that limit. I'm not even saying that I agree with you that was going to be the case. But guess what? I'll take Jordan Tyson at 70% of shares than Carnell Tate at 100. I'm sorry. It's in my opinion. In my opinion. Athletic background. Brother was a first-round NBA draft pick. Gets in and out of breaks like he's not 6'2", 210 pounds. Runs routes like a 5'10" dude. Like I hear, and I forgot the dude that sent it. His Instagram was like route surgeon or whatever. But I made a tweet. I was like, bro, please show me all this film where y'all got like Carnell Tate routing all these dudes up. And he sent me a thread with some solid routes, right? Send me some thread with some solid routes. But I looked through that 2-3 minute thread and I was like, that shit ain't special. Good routes, though. Like, good routes. But it ain't nothing we ain't never seen before. And especially from a top 7 pick. The one thing that I do think that Carnell Tate is a leader is identifying coverages and finding the soft spots and zones, though. I will give him that. I don't know if I'm betting on that trait at the 7th overall pick. Good mid-round pick. Good early second-round pick, which I know he's not going to go, but Carnell Tate doesn't scream top 10 wide receiver, in my opinion. And I'm going to say this before I head out. Getting fooled by players that didn't even line up against the best players in college is what got y'all in trouble with Mikey Sarenstill. Mikey Sarenstill was out there checking a lot of wide receiver 2s and the wide receiver 3s because Will Johnson was checking the wide receiver 1s. And y'all wonder why he gets exposed like he does on the NFL level. Not saying that it is the case, but Jeremiah Smith, probably the greatest wide receiver prospect since Calvin Johnson or since Julio Jones, garnered a lot of attention. Where Carnell Tate saw a lot of one-on-one coverage a lot of coverage that wasn't rolled over to his side. I just want y'all to keep that in mind when y'all talking about Carnell Tate. That's all I'm saying. Do I think we make a move for BTJ? I think we try. I don't know if we successfully do it. But Adam Peters is showing me that he's attacking the offseason. And if he knows that he could get him for like 71 and a future third, I think he shoots his shot. And it's just up to them, up to the Jags to accept it at that point. Man, I said I was going to be on here for another 10 minutes. We went 25 minutes. I appreciate all the super chats that I've gotten today. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody in the channel. I mean, everybody in the chat, even if you didn't send a super chat. Great dialogue. Shit, we might be back tomorrow, depending on if Adam Peters feels like a fucking madman again, because we do have the cap space. We do have the cap space. Adam is definitely kicking. I'm all for calls for 7. I want second and third. I do think Harold Perkins can fit this defense. I do think Zane Durant can fit this defense. Great calls. Marvin Harrison Jr. was the last great wide receiver prospect. Yeah, I don't think he was rated higher than Calvin Johnson or Julio Jones, and I don't think he was rated higher than Jeremiah Smith. So I think when I said the best wide receiver prospect since those two, since Calvin Johnson or Julio Jones, I still think that's appropriate. But he was a highly rated prospect. I'm not letting what he's done in the league skew that. BT and draft Love. Offense to the move. Trade for Brian Thomas and draft Jeremiah Love. Offense to the moon. Messador, nah. Maybe second round if we trade back and get that. All right, you just telling us everybody you want. Come in on Mock Draft Monday, Truth Be Told, 60-20. Come in Mock Draft Monday. We doing a Mock Draft Monday on Monday. Like I said, I don't know if I'm streaming tomorrow. But guess what? If the Commanders make a move, guaranteed some type of content going to come, whether that be in video form or stream. I appreciate y'all spending y'all Wednesday night, Wednesday evening with us over here at Bleeding B&G. We damn near an hour and 45 minutes in. Adam Peters is attacking today. I expect the 2026 Washington Commanders to be a lot better than the 2025 Washington Commanders. And I'm excited to see the rest that's to come. But today, they signed what? K'Lavon Chaisson, Nick Cross, Chig Okonkwo, and Charles Omenihu. Amazing signings. I think we went from one of the losers of free agency, if there could be a loser on day one, to one of the winners come 3 days. We're starting to build up our depth and provide some impact players that are going to help this team get to where we want them to go in the 2026 season. So if we make any more moves, any splash signings, any trades, anything, Bleeding B&G is going to be one of the first to react to it if I'm not at work. I was mad as shit that they dropped that shit at 8:15 because I had just clocked in. Like, what the hell? Had to wait all day to get my shit off. But guess what? Getting in the ring with Jeremy Reeves and Brian Mitchell kind of made the day go by a little faster. They ain't want this smoke for real. Y'all know we rarely know what we talking about on Bleeding B&G. And that's how I'm going to end this stream. I'll check in on y'all on the flip side. Peace.